to brush one off his wrapper if you want.
Oh, you want to get
Oh, there it is. One more, buddy.
Welcome, everyone. We are here. It's Vet Day Tuesday here at the sanctuary, as you know. Such an exciting day, not only for Vet Day, but also because we've launched our Food and Wellness Center fundraiser, and we have matching gifts up to $45,000. And you know, it might seem weird that I'm in a vet hospital while I'm talking about the food center, but the reality is, remember that teeny room that we used to be in for the hospital before we built this new hospital is in the current food center in the food prep area. And now it's time that we need to demo that space and remodel it all for our food preparation. When we arrived in 2000, I'm gonna come out of the range of x-ray. Oh, thanks. 2006, we moved here and moved into the little pole building that was existing and used it as a food prep area. And we have quadrupled the number of cats we've had, but we've never enlarged the food prep area. So that's a huge, huge fundraiser. But back to why we're here today and this morning is that we have Cougar Blaze in for a wellness exam. And as you know, Blaze and his brother Aspen were unreleasable wildlife. They were wild-borns that came to us after being orphaned in the wild and deemed unreleasable. And so they have not had a vet day since they were 32 pounds. They can be pretty elusive from a husbandry standpoint. And so the staff have worked diligently with operant conditioning and being able to shift him to get him to this point where we could safely sedate him with a pulse syringe to bring him in for an exam. And so we try to do annual exams every 3 years, but of course this was longer because we couldn't get, cooperation. And we wanted to make sure we didn't set them back from a husbandry practice since it's really hard to win wild-born's trust back. Elise, would you mind showing us his claws?
Yeah, he's about to get a trim on him.
And so we're assuming everything is good, but we do know he had a discolored canine, one of the caretakers noticed, so we wanted to look at that. And look, he has been sharpening his claws like crazy.
Very healthy.
He weighed 137 pounds. And his brother Aspen will also be on Vet Day today. And as our wellness day, we're drawing blood to make sure we see all the function of the organs. Dr. Camper did a full body exam. They're doing radiographs of that tooth to see if he needs a root canal. He'll get vaccines. He'll get flea treatment as well. So if you're just joining us, we're doing a wellness exam with Cougar Blaze. Blaze is one that you'll notice on live posts or photos that he has a signature look on his face. Usually keeps his ears a little at half mass. And cougars, as you know, are known for the long, muscular tail. They use that for jumping and as a rudder for balance. So today's wellness exam will be pretty quick. I was going to see if that tooth that we were looking at, the tooth is discolored and it's chipped. So we're going to radiograph the root and everything and determine if that needs a root canal or any action needed. He hasn't been off food or anything because of it, but of course we don't want it to break more or get an infection of any sort. So again, we were talking about how amazing this on-site hospital is that you guys helped us build this year. And because of that, we were able to move out of the old back of the food prep building. And now we want to start construction of the new food prep and wellness center this month. And so we're trying to raise $150,000 in a short amount of time. Generous donors have come forward to match up to $45,000. So your donation will go twice as far. And on top of it, anybody that gives $100 or more will get Cheetah Kitu's paw print and photo card. So you guys made the hospital happen. Now we need your support to make the Food and Wellness Center possible. The Food and Wellness Center is going to almost double in size. It will be a commercial grade kitchen, which is mouse proof, bug proof. We have to drill the floor and put drains in the floor and re-epoxy the floor. We have to re-tin and electric the entire building. It'll have 2 washing stations for all the buckets and food things they do. It's going to have multiple cutting stations. It's also going to have smart boards for all the diets and food medications and supplements versus the whiteboards. And it's also going to house all our operant conditioning and really key enrichment items, which is also a big wellness factor for our cats here, is keeping them stimulated in a captive environment. So you'll want to join Judson and I at 2 o'clock. We're going to be going down feeding the cheetahs to talk to a little bit about all that individualized diet that is needed. And on top of this, as you guys have seen, a lot of times our staff are feeding with tongs and things so that they can see what the animals are eating, make sure they get their meds. But part of the Food and Wellness Center is to put food chutes on all the big cat doors so that they can get large chunks of meat like they do on the days of foraging. And so that they can eat more naturally. It's more enriching for them and so on. So Elise is working on a paw print. And, he's going to be a quick down and up because he's young, healthy. We'll be waiting for the blood work to be run just to make sure there's nothing. He'll be getting his vaccines and his flea treatment. And so definitely stay tuned as we launch the Food and Wellness Center. We're kind of nicknaming it Kitu's Kitchen because Kitu, the cheetah, has a lot of dietary needs and supplement needs due to his inflammatory bowel disease. And today we're here in the hospital with Cougar Blaze for a wellness check. Dr. Camper's on site. I'm going to be performing wellness exams on both him and his brother Aspen. And this is just a preventative exam, and then we took the opportunity to x-ray that tooth. Thankfully, we have dental x-ray and everything on site needed. And see, the x-ray comes right here, and we can share that with the Peter Emily Foundation, and they can make a recommendation on how to proceed. So because he's a wild boar, we'll choose not to wake him up in his crate, where that can be pretty stressful. They're going to take him sedated back down to his room that has his scent where he's comfortable, put him in his room, and then reverse the medications there and let him wake up in his room in a familiar environment. And that's the best for wild borns that can be really high stressed in new situations and around a lot of people. How did your paw prints turn out?
He's got a pretty steep ridge, so it's a little difficult, so I'm not trying his back foot. He's got that classic W that cats have. It's proven a little tough, but all right.
So thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you tune in at 2 o'clock as we take you on a feeding tour with Kitu and Lavani, and we'll also take you through the new Food and Wellness Center project and why your gifts are so important. $100 will get you Kitu Lavani's paw print and photo greeting card. But also there are sponsorship opportunities, just like founding members of our clinic here. We will want founding members of the new Food and Wellness Center, which will start at a $5,000 gift. And similar to plaques that we have around the animal care center here from those generous donors, we are going to be doing the same at the Food and Wellness Center. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm going to sign off here so that they can finish what they're doing and we can get him back in his crate and safely back to his room where he'll be waking up and he won't even know anything happened to him. So thanks everyone.